It's your favorite YouTube dealer. I appreciate you guys for stopping in. I'm a little bit late on this one, but you know we had to do it. PACKGOD came out with a Kris Tyson diss track, which is going to go super hard. It's 10 days ago, too. I'm extra late on this one. But I did do a video talking about this. I actually did two. I did one initially discussing it, and then one talking about Mr. Beast's response to it. And it's been nothing but madness since then. But this is a wild situation. Like a really wild situation. And it's so hard to just sit and talk about it without going into like super depth. So if you guys are interested, I will try to link those down below. But I do discussion topics on my main channel, Duanes TV, where we talk about all sorts of things. We're talking about the new women's Olympic boxing drama. We talk about everything, basically, especially stuff that involves YouTubers, streamers. We talked about Kai Cenat and his cameraman. So if anybody's interested in stuff like that, the Duanes TV link is down below. But let us dive into this. PACKGOD has some of the greatest approaches to these diss tracks. Always funny, always a good time. And I recommend you check out all of his content. If you've never watched him or you've only watched his diss tracks and haven't watched his roasts and Discord and shit, y'all are missing out. I'm telling you right now, this dude is really on point. Like, it's funny, great editing, all of that stuff. But let's get into this today. Let's see what this is all about.
Daddy, where are you, Daddy?
Yo, that's raw. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This shit is already crossing a line. Just the fact that he's going about it as if he's talking like he's his kid. Like, Daddy, where are you? Bro, that's raw.
Daddy, where are you, Daddy? I miss you, Daddy. Please come home soon.
It's okay, kids. Listen. Oh my God.
Well, back to disrespecting kids as born as beasts. My belief that you belong inside a penitentiary. Don't take them out to dinner. You just bring a box of mac and cheese. Dirty dog, you got the fleas like you're drawing Japanese.
He said, don't take them out to dinner. You just bring a box of mac and cheese.
Don't take them out to dinner. You just bring a box of mac and cheese. Dirty dog, you got the fleas like you're drawing Japanese. You disappointed all your friends, family, and fans. And you did that on your wife. You keep it playing Clash of Clans. You a creepy fucker, whether you a woman or a man. But Kris inside a priest, so last to leave, give him 100 grand. Hey, Kris Tyson, can I get a motherfucking assist? Call the neighborhood, watch you on the top of the list. You were supposed to act like a good example to kids. Now everybody hates you. It's just what happens to Kris. Your entire...
Now everybody hates you. That's just what happens to Kris. I never watched that show. I've never watched that show, but I'm familiar with it. See, this is dope. I like this. This man always has a great approach. And one thing I will say, though, and it seems like it's a big misunderstanding, is people think that he transitioned just to try to prey on kids. But the things are, a lot of these Discord logs and a lot of the weird shit that was going on was well before all that happened. Now, why all that happened, I couldn't say one way or the other. I have my own opinion about a lot of the stuff that's been going on because it just seems like it's been happening a lot compared to like the percentages of people that actually deal with stuff like that based on statistics. And it's just weird to me that suddenly overnight, it seems like since 2020, it just spiked like crazy. And I have my own thoughts on it. And, you know, I guess I struggle with if I should keep it to myself. I mean, without going into detail, I personally think that everybody being locked down for 2020, I think a lot of people lost their shit. I think there's a lot of people that just don't do well by themselves, and them being in a position where they're locked down by themselves with no one to talk to or very few people. I think a lot of people just, and there was nothing to do. I think that people's minds just went, you know what I'm saying? And it's not me saying that everybody that has transitioned is that way. And I don't think it's just the transition. I think there's a lot of different parts of life that have changed ever since 2020. And I think a lot of it has to do with just, it just wasn't really good for people. And then some people are going to blame, yo, the shot, bro. They got him with the shot. If you got the booster, you're 50% more likely to do this. Like, there's a lot of interesting takes on it and stuff like that. But I just feel like that's the one big thing that changed in life. And a lot of stuff went differently from that moment forward. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into it because I feel like that's a whole video by itself. And some people might get upset with me saying some of the things that I said, but I feel like if I got a chance to really elaborate, it would make a lot more sense. But that's just my surface level thoughts.
Creepy fucker, whether you a woman or a man. But Kris inside a priest, so last to leave, give him 100 grand. Hey, Kris Tyson, can I get a motherfucking assist? Call the neighborhood, watch you on the top of the list. You were supposed to act like a good example to kids. Now everybody hates you, it's just what happens to Kris. Your entire life decisions need to go and rethink. Man, walking out thin ice, and I ain't talking that rank. Revenge porn in your vids while you sharing them links. I got an FBI watch list of all of your kids. And then your kid and his mommy probably just sit and watch Lolly when you lonely looking for a girlfriend in a Fortnite lobby.
Hey, yo.
And then your kid and his mommy probably just sit and watch Lolly when you lonely looking for a girlfriend in a Fortnite lobby. Josh, Giddy, you and Diddy in a pool made for kitties trying to get pity. Fucking in my face, you must be fucking kidding. CP on the wall, couldn't even keep it in the drive. Chandler begging God, give what you done put in front of his ass. You done had it all.
Yo, it is like a funny coincidence that Chandler suddenly has turned to God and like will go live and read Bible verses. And then all of this comes out and it makes people think like, shit, that man must have experienced some things. And he was like, yo, I've got to repent. This is not good. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, the Shadman thing, I'm not super familiar with. Like, I don't know who Shadman is. Obviously, I've learned through all the stuff that's been talked about and everything. But I don't know anything about Shadman. Or it seems like there's a lot of creators, though, that were a fan of this person, which is wild now to see these lists of all these different people. I mean, I was going to say unfortunately. Fortunately is what I meant to say. I don't know of any of those creators really. Like none of them are people that I followed personally. So I feel like it's in the positive zone, but there was a pretty long list.
The wall couldn't even keep it in the drive. Chandler begging God, give what you done put in front of his ass. You done had it all, now you falling straight to your demise. Better call him sober, jail is where you'll be staying the night. Hit it for so long, it's time for reaping what you sowed. You left your kid all on his own ground, watching Paw Patrol. Dr. Disrespect, Kris Tyson, and Cody Cole. Need to get a contract and put you all in OVO. Damn, shit.
Madness is occurring online, man. And it's like every week some new shit is coming out and it's actually crazy. I don't even, it's at this point where it's like, I feel like I should just be ready to make videos surrounding this stuff because I feel like my main channel where I do commentary stuff, I talk about all sorts of topics, but this topic seems to come up so often lately that I feel like my whole channel is just talking about, well, who this, tune in next week to find out who else talked with a 14-year-old. Like, I don't know. It's actually wild. But shout out to PACKGOD. This was dope. I enjoyed it. I like this man's style. I like the way that he raps, the way that he writes, his voice, delivery, like everything that he does is pretty on point and dope. I can't remember where it was that I first heard him. I think it was the Leg diss track, which I want to say it was the person he used to have a channel with, right? But then they jacked the channel or they did something dirty to him. So then he went and dissed them and made his own channel, and luckily his channel got pushed by a lot of big creators and his shit went crazy, which it deserves to because he's really good at what he does. But I want to say that was the first time I heard him, and I may have checked that out because either somebody presented it to me or because it was featuring Charlie, aka Penguin Zero, Moist Critical, whatever term you want to go by. I know Penguin Zero or Penguin Z0, I think is he said how he says it, but I started to watch his videos probably in the last year. And so when I saw his name attached to it, that might have been what drew me in. I don't even remember. Either way, I know who PACKGOD is though now. And this man is legit. So shout out to him. Let me know what you guys thought down below. Again, I have all these videos where we talk about this stuff on my main channel, Duane TV. We talked about Dr. Disrespect. We talked about Kris Tyson. We talked about Mr. Beast's response to it. We talked about the Olympic drama going on right now with the women's boxing and whether or not Aman Khalif is a man, a woman, what the syndrome she has is, like all that kind of stuff gets discussed. Should she be allowed to compete, whether she was born and has a vagina and all that, but is there an advantage? Like we discuss all that, and I like to discuss this kind of stuff. So check me out sometime, yo. I promise I don't talk like that. Appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Stay safe. I'll catch you in the next one, homies.